Hey guys, it's me, Christina. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I haven't filmed for, what has it been, like a couple of months, but I finally got like a wireless mic. This is like, what is it called? A lapel mic? Or it's called a wireless lavalier microphone. And it's so cute. The little fluffy cover. And yeah, today I just thought I'll do like kind of like a random triggers video, kind of like soft spoken, which is kind of like my specialty because I prefer this better than whispered. So I hope you guys do as well. And I have my nice acrylic nails, so we can do a little bit of scurrying. Just focus here. Focus on my nails. Focus on it. You see pearl, pearl, seashell inspired, like beachy inspired. They're very simple but cute at the same time. So, yeah, I hope you guys relax. This is like a bracelet my friend gave me from like a vendor. And yeah, do you like the pearls? The sound of the pearls. It's a really cute bracelet. We got like matching ones, so she has the gold one and I have the silver one. It's really cute. Okay. Shh. Shh. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. You okay? You're safe here. You're okay. Okay. So, where should I start? I think I will start with what I wanted to show you guys for a while, and that is my Labubu. She's so cute. I named her Lulu. I like her cute little face, her outfit, her cute little outfit. It's like a Chanel inspired outfit. Chanel, Chanel, Chanel. She's stomping on the mic. Stomping, stomping, stomping. But yeah, she's super cute. My boyfriend got me this little outfit for her, and it just makes her look even the more adorable. And yeah, so there's Lulu. We're kind of matching too today in the black and white. I swear to God I didn't plan that, but yeah, so there's her. Even though I already did the unboxing of my Labubu, I just thought the sounds of the box were really nice. So you can do some tracing. Okay, so it says exciting CARON. Exciting macaron. 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 This little furry creature. I know a lot of people hate on the boo-boos. I was a hater as well before I was tempted to get one. And I fell on the bandwagon. But they're super cute as like collectibles, and I just really adore them. And I only have one, so it's not like major consumption, but it was pretty expensive though. La Bobo. Shh. Tippity tap, 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 tippity tap. Do a little setting and breaking the pattern like this. Tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap. Tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity as we see on the side here, there are 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6. 6 Labubus. And I actually was lucky enough to get the one I wanted, which was this one. This bottom center one called Toffee. Toffee color. Toffee. The other colors are soy milk, just like this. It's a cream color, but on the box it looks a bit yellow. And the second one is lychee berry, and it's this pink color, super cute. This was also in my top 3, I think, as well as I did like soy milk is pretty it's a pretty neutral color too. So also the third one we have right here is green grape. Like one of my favorite colors, I think, is green. So green grape seemed appealing as well. Green grape. And next we have sea salt coconut. I think this was like my least favorite one. Just because I was thinking in terms of putting on my bag, I feel that blue wouldn't necessarily be my vibe. So yeah, toffee, that's the one I got. And the last one we have is sesame bean. Sesame bean is actually cute as well. I mean, it's more of a gray one though. So it's not my favorite, but it's also cute. Sesame bean. So put in the comments which Labubu is your favorite. Do you have one? Do you want one? And which type do you want? Or which type do you have? Or if you have a different series of Labubu, put them down in the comments. Which one do you have? Or if you're into any other blind box series, let me know. Okay. So now that we have that, I thought we would open it. This is like the packaging it came in, so I thought we would do a little bit of crinkly. Let me just wipe your face. Let me just wipe it. Just wipe your face. Swoop. It's okay. I really like this sound. Monsters, 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 monsters. The Monsters by Pop Mart. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, seven. Oh yeah, there's a secret as well. So I guess there's 7 in total. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. But there's like a 1 in 72 chance, I think, of getting the secret. So you have to be very lucky, very lucky, very lucky. Yeah, this one's the secret, I suppose. Yeah, the one of the red nose. Red nose, red nose, red nose. Rudolph, Rudolph the red nose right there. Had a very shiny nose. If you ever saw him, you would something something. You would be sure it glows. I don't know. But that reminds me of like one of my favorite ASMRists. I think Luna ASMR. Luna ASMR. So yeah, that was inspired by her. Because I feel like sometimes she just randomly sings in the ASMR video, and it's like super tingly as well. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Let me wipe your worries away. Let me wipe your worries away. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, okay? Okay. 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 Now that that's done, let me do some tapping with this old. Guess what this is? 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 If you said screen protector, you are right. You are right. You there. Hey there. Hi. Hi. Hello there. Hi. Hi. Are you awake? Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You. You are correct. Correct. Okay. Let's open this one up. Let's take this out of the covering. This was my old screen protector. It's really musty dusty, but I thought it sounded delightful for triggers. Just delightful. Putting a windshield. Do not tap the glass. thought we would do some tapping on books and reading some book triggers to help you feel even more relaxed so you can drift off peacefully to sleep. Peacefully to sleep. Okay. This one right here is called The Little Book of Inner Peace. Says simple practices for less aches, more calm. Okay. Okay. Let's flip to a random page in a book, and let's read it. Let's try out this exercise. Alright. Okay. So, this one, number 1, grounded and rooted. We are living in a time in human history when life seems to become a cascade of tasks, deadlines, and constant accessibility to the dizzying flow of news from around the globe. This non-stop stream of stimulating information can be exciting and it can be exhausting. The danger is that we become like tumbleweeds, tossed and bounced in one direction and then another, in response to the winds of circumstances that are beyond our control. The calmer alternative is to be deeply rooted and stationary, even during the fiercest windstorm. When we ground and root ourselves, we can withstand the stresses of life with more ease, grace, and stability. Okay. Then it says peace. It does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. 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 In your heart. Okay. Let's try an exercise then. Let's see. Okay. Let's do a calming breath. Okay. It is quite natural to encounter specific situations that trigger anxiety. Some common circumstances include going to the dentist, speaking in public, meeting your boss, undergoing a medical procedure, or flying in an aeroplane. A situation that makes us feel vulnerable or afraid is likely to unleash a cascade of anxious symptoms, heart palpitations, sweaty palms, shortness of breath, abdominal distress, and catastrophic thoughts. However, each of us has a portable, powerful antidote: the breath. Intentional breathing is a deceptively simple yet powerful ally for awakening feelings of inner peace. And unfortunately, your breath is ever present. This easy practice calms the mind, body, and spirit. To prepare for it, find a comfortable sitting or lying down position. Relax your jaw. Bring your fingers to your lips and breathe in a deep, low belly breath. Touching your lips is known to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural pause button. Pause. Press, pause. Now place your hands in your lap, palms up, and breathe normally. On the in breath, say or think these words. Breathing in, I am calm. On the out breath, say or think these words. Breathing out, I am relaxed. Follow the sensations of your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Repeat this cycle for up to 5 minutes. Use a timer so that you don't have to keep watching a clock. Or you could just do it until you get so sleepy that you fall asleep. Okay. So we can try doing that a couple times. Okay. Breathing in, I am calm. Breathing out, I am relaxed. Let's do that again. Remember to think or say those words. When you breathe in, you say, breathing in, I am calm, or you think that. Or so you say or think, breathing in, I am calm. On the out breath, you think or say, breathing out, I am relaxed. Okay, let's try this. Place your finger on your lip, and do a deep belly breath. Breathing in, I am calm. Breathing out, I am relaxed. Okay. Now you try it yourself. You try it a few times yourself. Okay. Good. Okay, good job. Next, we have two more books. We have a couple more books. Next one we have is a novel. We have a novel. Okay. This novel I just finished like a couple weeks ago, and I recommend it. A lot. Scurry. Just focus on my nails, focus on the sound of my voice and the sound I'm making. Relax. Sounds like the ocean waves. Ocean waves. Ocean waves. You are swimming in the deep, vast ocean. Swimming in the deep, vast ocean. With the sun on your face. Sun on your face. You are just floating, floating, floating. You can see the beach is far, far, far away. But you are just so serene, so serene. You hear the seagulls. You smell the salty air. Taste the salty ocean air. So relaxing. Just relax, relax, relax. You have nowhere you need to be. You have nowhere you need to be but here. But here. All I need for you to do is relax. Okay. Okay. Just slowly drift off to sleep. Whenever you are ready, okay? Whenever you are ready. Okay, it's by New York Times best-selling author of this woman, The Woman in Cabinet's Hat, and The Turn of the Key, Ruth War. It's called One by One. A claustrophobic spine tingler. Says people. read you this book because I already read it, but there is a different book at the end that I haven't read yet that we can definitely read. It says turn the page for an excerpt from Ruth Moore's next novel, The It Girl. The It Girl. Okay. It Girl. Okay. Before. Afterwards, it was the door she would remember. It was open, she kept saying to the police. I should have known something was wrong. She could have retraced every step of the walk back from the hall, the gravel crunching beneath her feet of the path across Old Quad, under the Cherwell Arch. Then the illegal shortcut through the darkness of the Fellows' Garden, her feet light on the dew-soaked, forbidden lawn. Oxford didn't need keep off the grass signs. That lawn has been the preserve of Dons and Fellows for more than 200 years without needing to remind undergraduates of the fact. Next, past the master's lodgings and along the path that skirted around the new quad, close on 400 years old, but still 100 years younger than the old quad. Then up staircase V11, 4 flights of worn stone steps, right up to the top where she and April slept. On the left-hand side of the landing, opposite Dr. Meyer's rooms. Dr. Meyer's door was closed, as it always was, but the other door, her door, was open. That was the last thing she remembered. She should have known something was wrong, but she suspected nothing at all. She knew what happened next only from what the others told her. Her screams. Hugh following her up the stairs, two at a time. April's limp body sprawled across the hearth rug in front of the fire, almost theatrically in the photos she was shown afterwards, but she could not remember it herself. It was as if her brain had blocked it out. Shut down, like a memory glitch on a computer. File corrupted. And no amount of patient questioning from the police ever brought her closer to that actual moment of recognition. Only sometimes in the middle of the night, she wakes up with a picture in front of her eyes, a picture different from the grainy Polaroids of the police photographer, with their careful evidence markers and harsh floodlit lighting. In this picture, the lamps are dim, and April's cheeks are still flushed with the last glimpse of life, and she sees herself running across the room, tripping over the rug to fall on her knees beside April's body. Then she hears the screams. She's never sure if that picture is a memory or a nightmare, or perhaps a mix of both, but whatever the truth, April is gone. Okay. I'm guessing April is her roommate in Oxford private school. I'm guessing. Okay. We could read, there's like two more short chapters. We could read them. Okay, this one says after. 17 pounds, 98 pence. Hannah says to the woman standing in front of her, who nods without really paying attention and pushes her credit card across the counter. Contactless, okay. The woman doesn't answer immediately. She's trying to get her 4-year-old to stop playing with the erasers in the stationery display. But when Hannah repeats the question, she says, "Oh, sure." Hannah holds the card against the machine until it beeps and then hands the books across the counter along with the receipt. The Gruffalo, the new baby, and there's a house inside my mommy, baby brother or sister on the way. She catches the eye of the little girl playing with the stationery and gives her a conspiratorial smile. The girl stops in her tracks, and then all of a sudden she smiles back. Hannah wants to ask her her name, but is aware that might be overstepping the line. Instead, she turns back to the customer. Would you like a bag? Or we have these gorgeous totes for £2. She gestures behind the counter at a stack of canvas bags, each stenciled with a pretty Tall Tales logo, a teetering stack of books spelling out the shop's name. No thanks, the woman says shortly. She stuffs the books into her shoulder bag, and grabbing her daughter's hand, she pulls her out of the shop. A penguin-shaped eraser tumbles to the floor as they go. Stop it, Hannah hears her say as they pass through the Victorian glass doors, setting the bell jangling. I have had just enough of you today. Hannah watches them disappear up the street, the little girl wailing now, hanging from her mother's grip, and her hand goes to her belly. Just the shape of it is reassuring, hard and round and strangely alien, like she swallowed a football. Okay. The books in the parenting section use food metaphors: a peanut, a plum, a lemon. This is like the very hungry caterpillar of parenting, Will said, mystified when he read the first trimester chapter. This week's was a mango, if she remembers right, or maybe a pomegranate. Will brought her an avocado when she got to 16 weeks as a kind of jokey present to mark the milestone, bringing it up to her in bed. Cut it in half with a spoon. Hannah only stared down at it, feeling the morning sickness that was supposed to have stopped coil and roll in her gut, and then she pushed the plate away and ran to the loo. I'm sorry, she told Will. When she got back, it was a lovely thought. It was just she couldn't finish. Even thinking about it made her feel nauseous. It wasn't just the smooth oiliness of it against her tongue. It was something else, something more visceral. The idea of eating her own baby. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Coffee? Robin's voice cuts through her thoughts, and Hannah turns to where a colleague is standing at the other end of the counter. Sorry, I said, do you want a coffee, or are you still off it? No, I'm back on. I'm just trying not to overdo it. Maybe a decaf? A decaf, if that's okay? Robin nods and disappears up the other end of the shop into the glorified cupboard they call the staff room. And almost exactly as she goes out of sight, Hannah's phone vibrates in the back pocket of her jeans. She keeps it on silent at work. Kathy, the owner of Tall Tales, is nice and checking phones isn't forbidden, but it's distracting to have it going off during story time or while she's helping a customer. Now, though, the shop is empty and she pulls it out to see who's calling. It's her mother. Hannah frowns. This isn't usual. Jill isn't one for random calls. They speak about once a week, usually on Sunday mornings after her mother comes back from her swim at the lake. Jill rarely calls midweek and never during the working day. Hannah picks up. Hannah, her mom says straight away without preamble, can you talk? Well, I'm at work, so I'll have to go if a customer comes in, but I can chat quickly. Has something happened? Yes. No, I mean, her mother stops. Hannah feels alarm began to creep over her. Her efficient, prepossessed mother never lost for words. What can have happened? Are you okay? You're not ill? No, she hears a short, relieved bark of laughter that accompanies the word, but there is still that odd tension underneath. No, nothing like that. It's just that, well, I take it you haven't seen the news? What news? I've been at work all day. News about John Neville. Hannah's shoulder drops. The sickness has been slowly getting better over the last few weeks. Now, with a lurch, the nausea is back. She clamps her mouth shut, breathing hard through her nose, holding on to the shop counter with her free hand as if it can anchor her. I'm sorry, her mother says into the silence. I don't want to ambush you at work, but it just came up on my Google alerts, and I was worried someone from Pelham would call you, or you'll get doorstepped by the mail. I thought. Hannah hears her swallow. I thought it would be better having it come from me. What? Hannah's jaw is clenched, as if that can stop the sickness as she swallows back the water suddenly pooling behind her teeth. Have what come from you? He's dead. Oh, it's the strangest feeling. A rush of relief and then a kind of hollowness. How? Heart attack in prison. Jill's voice is gentle, as if she is trying to soften the news. Oh, Hannah says again. She gropes her way to the stool behind the counter, the one they use for quiet periods, stickering the books. She puts her hand over her mouth, as if protecting herself from a blow that's already landed. The words do not come. The only thing she can do is repeat herself. Oh, are you okay? Yes, sure. Hannah's voice sounds flat in her own ears, and if it's coming from a long way off, yes, why wouldn't I be? Well, she could tell her mother is choosing her words carefully. It's a big thing, a milestone. A milestone. Maybe it's that word coming out of her mother's mouth, just as she. Wait. Just as she was recalling her conversation with Will. But suddenly she cannot do this anymore. She fights the urge to sob, to run, to leave the store in the middle of her shift. I'm sorry, she mutters into the phone. I'm really sorry, Mom. I've got to. She can't think what to say. I've got a customer, she manages at last. She hangs up. The silence of the empty shop closes around her. Okay. Before. Got one more chapter to go. The parking spaces on Pelham Street were overflowing, so Hannah's mother paused on a double yellow line on the high street while Hannah scrambled out with the larger of her cases and her mother's promise to come and find her when she'd parked the car. As Hannah stood there watching the beat up Minnie drive away, she had the strangest feeling, as though in stepping out of the car she had sloughed off her old identity like a second skin, leaving a sharper, fresher, less worn version of herself to face the world, a version prickling with newness. As she turned around to gaze up at the crest above the carved stone arch, she felt the cool October wind lift her hair and brush against the back of her neck, and she shivered with a heady mix of nerves and excitement. This was it, the culmination of all her hopes, dreams, and meticulously plotted revision strategies. One of the oldest and most prestigious of colleges, and one of the oldest and most prestigious centers of learning in all the world, Oxford University's famous Pelham College, and now her new home for the next 3 years. Next 3 years. The huge oak door in front of her was open, unlike on the day she had come for her interview, when she'd had to knock at the medieval grilled door within a door, waiting for the porter to peer out at her like something out of Monty Python. Now she dragged her case through the arched passage, past the porter's lodge, to a table under a gazebo where older students were handing out folders of information and directing freshers. Hi, Hannah said as she drew closer, her case grinding on the graveled path. Hi, my name's Hannah Jones. Hannah Jones. Can you tell me where I should go? Of course, the girl behind the table said brightly. She had long, shiny blonde hair, and her accent was crisp as cut glass. Welcome to Pelham. So you'll need to get your keys and accommodation details from the porter's lodge. First of all, she pointed back at the arch Hannah had just passed through. Have you got your bond card yet? You'll need that for pretty much everything from paying for meals enough to checking out library books. Hannah shook her head. No, but I've registered for it. So you pick it up from Cloisters too, but you can do that anytime today. You probably want to drop your case off first. Oh, and don't forget the freshers fair and the new joiners meet and greet. She held out a sheaf of flyers, and Hannah took them awkwardly, holding the slippery papers under her free arm. Thanks, Hannah said, and then, because there didn't seem to be much else to say, she turned and dragged her case back the way she had come, to the porter's lodge. She hadn't been inside the lodge on the day of her interview. The porter had come out to let her in, and now she saw that it was a little wood-paneled room, almost like a post office, with two windows overlooking the quad and the arched entrance passageway, a counter, and rows of pigeonholes, neatly marked with names. The thought that one of them was presumably hers gave her a curious feeling, a kind of belonging. She bumped her case up the steps and waited as the porter dealt with the boy in front of her, or rather with his parents. The boy's mother had a lot of questions about Wi-Fi access and shower arrangements, but at last they were done, and Hannah found herself standing at the counter, wishing her own mother would hurry up and park the car. She felt she could use backup. Hi, she said. Her stomach was fluttering of nerves, but she tried to keep her voice steady. She was an adult now. A Pelham College student. She was here by right with nothing to feel nervous about. My name is Hannah. Hannah Jones. Can you tell me where I should go? Hannah Jones. The porter was a round, jocular looking man with a fluffy white beard, the air of an off duty Father Christmas. He perched a set of spectacles on his nose and began peering down a long list of names. Hannah Jones, Hannah Jones. Ah, yes, here we are. Your new quad, staircase 7, room 5. That's a set. That is very nice. A set? Hannah wasn't sure if she was supposed to know what that meant, but the porter was still talking and her opportunity for asking had passed. Now, you'll want to head through that arch there. He pointed through the mullion window at a tall arch on the other side of the square of velvety grass. Turn left through the fellow's garden. Mind you don't tread on the grass. Past the master's lodgings, and staircase 7 is the opposite side of New Quad. Here's a map. Free of charge for you, my dear. He slapped a shiny folded leaflet onto the wooden countertop. Thanks, Hannah said. She picked up the plan, put it into her jeans pocket, and then remembered. Oh, my mother might turn up soon. She had to park the car. Could you tell her where I've gone if she comes in here? Hannah Jones' mom, the man said ruminatively. That I can do. And John, he called over his shoulder to a man sorting posts behind him. If I'm on my lunch, if Hannah Jones' mom's come, she's in 7-5 New Quad. Right you are, the man standing behind him said. Then he turned and looked at Hannah. He was a big man, probably 6 foot, and younger than his colleague, with dark hair and a face that looked both pale and sweaty, even though he wasn't doing anything remotely physical. His voice was oddly out of proportion with the rest of him. High and reedy, and the contrast made Hannah want to laugh nervously. Well, thanks, she said, and turned to go. She was almost at the door when the second man called after her, his voice abrupt and slightly accusatory. Hold your horses, young lady. Hannah turned back, feeling her heart quicken as if she'd done something wrong. The man came out from behind the counter, getting sleepy, moving ponderously, and then stopped in front of her. There was something in his hand, and now he held it out to her, dangling whatever it was like a trophy. It was a set of keys. Oh, Hannah felt foolish. She gave a short laugh. Thanks. She held out her hand, but for a moment the man didn't let go. He just stood there, the keys dangling above her palm. Me too, said the writing painted above the stairwell, and Hannah, looking down at the plan in her hand and then up at the stone steps in front of her, had to assume this was the right place. She cast a glance over her shoulder, not so much because she doubted the map, but more for the pleasure of taking it all in. The pristine green square of manicured lawn, the honey-colored stone, the mullioned windows, with the sun shining and puffs of white autumnal, autumnal clouds in the sky. The view had an almost unreal beauty, and Hannah had the strangest feeling as she had stepped inside the pages of one of the books in her suitcase. Bride's Head Revisited, maybe. Gaudy Night, His Dark Materials, A Storybook World. She was smiling as she pulled her case beneath the archway into staircase 7, but bumping the case up the stairs wasn't easy, and her smile had faded by the first landing. By the time she reached the second, she was hot, breathless, and the fairy tale feeling was wearing off fast. 4H Clayton read a neat little notice on the left-hand door, and opposite 3P Burns Wallace. The middle door was ajar, and as Hannah stood there, catching her breath, it opened to reveal a very small kitchen containing 2 boys, one bent over an electric hob, the other holding a cup of tea and staring at her with an expression that was probably only curious but came across more than a little hostile, little hostile, little hostile. Hi, Hannah said rather diffidently, but the boy only gave her a nod and edged past to the door marked P. Burns Wallace. What had the porter said? Room 5? One more floor still to go then. Gritting her teeth, Hannah yanked her case up the last flight onto the top floor, where 2 doors stood opposite each other, one ajar. 6, Dr. Meyer said, the one to her right, which was shut. The open was, by process of elimination, presumably her own, and Hannah stepped inside. Hey! The girl sprawled across the sofa, barely looked up from her phone as Hannah entered. She was wearing a short broderie and glass dress that revealed long tan legs hooked over the arm of the couch, one sandal hanging from pedicured toes. She appeared to be scrolling through some kind of photo app on her phone. You must be Hannah. I am, Hannah said uncertainly. her voice rising at the end of the sentence in a way that made her words sound like a question, even though they weren't. She looked around the room. It seemed to be a sitting room, but with piles of the fanciest luggage Hannah had ever seen stacked up by the doorway. Shh. There were hat boxes, hanging bags, a huge Selfridges tote filled with velvet cushions, and what looked like a real Louis Vuitton trunk of a giant brass lock. The pile dwarfed her own modest luggage, even when you look into account the suitcase her mother would be bringing up from the car. Who are you? April. The girl put down her phone and stood up. She was middle height and slim, with cropped honey blonde hair that hugged the shape of her skull, and finely arched eyebrows that gave her a look somewhere between amusement and disdain. There was something otherworldly about her, some indefinable quality Hannah could not put her finger on. She felt almost as if she had seen her somewhere before or watched her in a film. She had the kind of beauty that hurt your eyes if you looked at her for too long, but made it hard to tear your gaze away. It was, Hannah realized, as if a different kind of light were shining on her than on the rest of the room. April Clark Clifton, the girl added helpfully when Hannah did not immediately reply, as if that name should mean something. But I thought, Hannah said, and then broke off, turning uncertainly back to the door to check the name tag. Sure enough, there it was, 5H Jones, and then below that, A. Clark Clifton. Hannah frowned. Are we roommates? It seemed unlikely. One of the points stressed in the Pelham College brochure as had been the fact that there were virtually no shared accommodation, no double rooms, not even any flats until the second year. A lot of shared bathrooms, sure, unless you were in the modern wing, but as far as sleeping went, the prospectus had made it sound like everyone had their own space. Kinda, April said. She gave a yawn like a cat and stretched luxuriantly. I mean, not a bedroom. There's no way I'd have accepted that. Just a sitting room. She waved her hand around the modest space, making Hannah feel like she, April, was the gracious hostess and Hannah the interloper. The thought gave Hannah a prickle of annoyance, but she pushed it down and looked around the room. Aside from April's stack of luggage, the furnishings were sparse and institutional, a rather worn sofa, a coffee table, and a sideboard, but it was clean and bright with a beautiful stone fireplace. Nice to have somewhere to hang out, right? Your room's through there, she nodded, at a door to the right of the window. Mine's the door opposite. I'm afraid I picked the bigger one. First come, first served, and all that. She gave a wink that showed a deep, soft dimple in one cheek. Fair enough, Hannah said. There was no point in arguing the fact. By the looks of it, the girl had already unpacked. Instead, she lugged her suitcase across the rug, the wheels rocking it into ridges towards the door April had indicated. After April's remark, she was expecting something small, pokey even, but it was large. Another carved stone fireplace and a mullion window whipping diamond patterned light onto the polished oak boards. Wow, this is pretty cool, she said, and then wanted to kick herself for sounding so transparently impressed in the face of April's sophistication. Still, she could admit it privately to herself. It was pretty cool. How many students had this room seen over the 400 years since it was built? Had they gone on to be peers and politicians, Nobel Prize winners, and authors? It was dizzying, like looking down the wrong end of a telescope, only instead of looking outward, at the end of the line, she could see herself infinitely small. Yeah, it's okay, isn't it? April said. She came and stood in the doorway, one hand against the door jamb, the other resting on her jutting hip. The low evening light streaming through the thin material of her white dress, silhouetting her shape and turning her pixie hair to a white halo. She looked like an image off a film poster. What's yours like? Hannah asked, and April shrugged. Pretty similar. Want to come and have a look? Sure. Hannah set down her case and followed April across the living room to the opposite door. Uh, Inside, her first impression was that it was not pretty similar at all. Aside from the fact that it was slightly larger, the only things that were the same were the metal bedstead and the fireplace. Every other stick of furniture was different, from the Kalim rugs to the fancy ergonomic desk chair to the richly upholstered love seat in the corner. A tall, burly man in a suit was unpacking clothes into a tall wardrobe. He didn't look up as they entered. Hi, Hannah said politely. She put on her best meet the parents' voice. You must be April's dad. I'm Hannah. April gave a shout of laughter at that. Ha, you must be kidding. This is Harry. He works for my parents. Pleased to meet you, the man said over his shoulder. Then he slid the last drawer shut and turned around. I think that's it, April. Anything else I can help with? No, that's fine. Thank you, Harry. I'll take the boxes. Want me to leave the trunk? No, don't worry. I won't have anywhere to store it. Okay, sure, Hannah, Harry said. Have fun. There's a little goodbye present from your dad on the windowsill. Nice to meet you, Hannah, he said, then turned, picked up a pile of empty bags and boxes by the door and left. The door swung shut. April kicked off her shoes and threw herself into the newly made bed, sinking deep into the soft feather duvet. So this is it. Real life. Real life, Hannah echoed. It wasn't true, though, sitting here in a centuries old center of learning, surrounded by April's rich, beautiful things. Breathing in the strange, heavy scent of some expensive perfume, she had never felt more unreal. She wondered what her mom, presumably still circling Oxford looking for a parking space, would make of all this. Better see what he's left me, I guess, April said. The box isn't Tiffany's, which is a bad start. She swung her legs off the bed and went to the window where a tall gift box stood on the stone still. A card was poking out of a gap at the top of the box. Start your Oxford life the right way. Love, Daddy. Well, he signed it himself at least. One up from my birthday card, which was in his secondaries. Writing. Digging her nails into the lid. She pried it open and then began to laugh. Oh God, just when I think he barely knows my middle name, he proves me wrong. She held up a bottle of champagne and 2 glasses. Drink, Hannah Jones? Sure, Hannah said. In truth, she didn't really like champagne. The few times she'd had it at weddings and her mom's 50th, it had given her a headache. But there was no way she was going to refuse such a perfect moment. Maybe Dawsworth Hannah didn't like champagne, but Pelham College Hannah was different. She watched as April popped the cork with practiced expertise and poured out 2 foaming glasses. 2 foaming glasses. Well, it's not chilled, but it's Dom Perignon, at least, April said, handing over a flute. What shall we drink to? How about to Oxford? She held out her glass. To Oxford, Hannah echoed. She clinked her glass against April's and then put it to her lips. The warm, fizzling champagne frothing in her mouth, the bubbles expanding on her tongue, and the alcohol tickling at the back of her nose and throat. She began to feel a little lightheaded. Okay. Whether that was the champagne or the fact they had driven through lunch or just this, she could not have said. And to Pelham and to us, April said. She threw back her head and drained the glass in four long sips. Then she refilled, looked at Hannah, and smiled. A wide, wicked smile that shot that deep, beguiling dimple into each soft cheek. Yes, here's to us, Hannah Jones. I think we're going to have a pretty majestic time here, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Okay, that's it. That's the end of that little excerpt. That seems like a really good book. I think I should read it because I'm pretty invested in the storyline, guys. How about you? Are you guys asleep yet? Asleep. Are you guys asleep? I have a couple more triggers if you guys are still awake. Or if the video's just playing in the background while you sleep, that's okay as well. Amazon. Okay. We have another book. This is a book of poems, and it's called Someone, Somewhere, Maybe. Poems by Sophie Sophie Diener. Someone. Okay, I'm not doing all that tracing. It's too much words. I'm doing tracing someone. Maybe. My tracing is so bad. But you get the gist. You get the gist, you get the gist, you get the gist, you get the gist, you get the gist. Scratch, 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 It isn't all golden and good and beautiful, but you'll be surprised by how much of it is. I got this book from Urban Outfitters. Yep, Urban Outfitters. I think it was on sale for like $4 or something. Yeah. The original price is $24 Canadian. I go through these poems whenever I'm feeling like unmotivated or a little bit like sad, or yeah, or I just want like some, somebody to understand like my feelings or what I'm going through, because I feel like this book has poems that are very relatable with like heartbreak, with like, just struggles, friendship, just life. Okay. Just like relationships. Okay. Let's flip through and read you guys a poem. Someone, somewhere maybe. Illustrations by Chloe Perpero Johnson. Okay. I hope today is kind to you. Today is kind to you. I hope today that if it rains, it doesn't make it hard to drive. I hope you get the window seat at sunrise on your flight, and that when you look at your crush from across the room, you see they were already looking at you. I hope you don't get blisters from your shoes. I hope your water bottle doesn't fall and make that clanging noise, clanging sound. And I hope that if it does, it's when nobody is around. I hope you find a $5 bill in your pocket, that you'd forgotten you had. I hope when you go to watch videos on YouTube, you only get skippable ads. Or in this case, I hope you ASMR videos, ASMR videos, ASMR, 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 ASMR. I hope you discover a new favorite song. I hope your weekend takes its time. Weekend. And that your stomach hurts from laughing too hard. And the sunset glows red through your blinds. I hope that light shines bright on you. And that you are a source for it for someone else too. Brighten someone's day, brighten someone's day. I hope you are brightening someone's day. Because I hope I am brightening your day. And you also go and brighten someone else's day, okay? Be kind to people, be kind to everyone, kind to people. I hope today, this week, this year, this life is kind to you, is kind to you, kind to you, kind to you, kind to you. I hope life is kind to you. I hope 2025 has been kind to you so far, and if it has not, I hope that things look up. I hope that things look up. I hope that things look up, okay? Okay, I think we're gonna read one more. One more for the road. One more for the road. Okay, let's do the people who hurt us. My skin is dry and the air is freezing and my breath is sharp. When I see you leaning against the car, remember when we slid into that tree? I sink into your passenger seat and here it is. No, not it, she. I've asked, you've rolled your eyes and laughed. At last, you want to be honest with me. You whispered that you're sorry. I whispered that I have to go. You say, wait, give me a chance to explain. But actually, I really don't need to know. Actually, I am grateful because now I have a reason to hate you. It doesn't even wear. We're 6 miles home, 15 steps to the front door, 8 more to the stairs, and there is where the anger is no longer enough. How cruel it is, the capacity we have to miss the people who hurt us. Miss the people who hurt us. Okay. These poems are really good, but yeah. That is a deep quote. But yeah, I hope you heal from the things that you don't talk about. And I hope that you get closure somehow, and I hope that you forgive everyone who has hurt you. Not for them, not for them, not for them, but for yourself, but for peace within yourself, peace within yourself. For your own healing and growth. For your own healing and growth. Not because they deserve it, not because they deserve it, not because they deserve it. Okay. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. We have one more thing. This is my dad's medal. He won from playing tennis. And I just want to trace on it a little bit because it sounds really nice and I think it will be tingly. Tingly, 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 tingly. Tennis. Very proud of my dad for winning this. What an accomplishment. What an award. My nail got stuck. My nail almost got stuck in one of these ridges. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys. I think this is the end. The end of the video. The end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a restful sleep. And good night, good night.